Hello, hi, and welcome to my channel. My name is Natalie. This is Sun in Cancer. On here, I dive deep into all things introspection, spirituality, and wellness, and really just the way that I've been navigating my life through it all. I'm so grateful that you're tuning in and that you're here to watch and hear what it is that I have to say. My goal for today's video is to just be straightforward and really get through the content that I have beautifully written down. I authentically believe that I am attracting an audience who really appreciates these type of practices. I really hope that that is what I'm attracting. And I say that because I don't feel called to kind of give you a definition of what journaling is. I think journaling means so many different things to so many different people. This is more so me explaining the way journaling has benefited me. So to begin, the first way journaling has helped me, has changed my life, all that good stuff, really shown me how I can self-reflect in my own personal journal and how I can self-reflect in the 3D world. The first thing that I do majority of the times when I'm about to sit down and journal, I like to skim back a few pages or just a few entries and really read those entries. A lot of the times we journal and we don't ever read what we wrote ever again. And I think it's so important to go back a few entries, read what it was that you were feeling, whether it was 4 days ago or 4 months ago, it does not matter. And I think that is just the most beautiful thing about journaling. You're able to just go back and sit with yourself, and you kind of have a better understanding on why you are reacting about something you wrote a few days ago or a few months ago. And you can learn things about yourself. The more that you read over it, the more that you write in it, and you keep doing that. You keep doing that balancing of back and forth, going back and looking over what you've written and just write naturally now. And it's kind of like a story is being told, right? It's kind of like, wow, I really find myself writing about this a lot. Journaling is kind of like this rooted tree, and there's all these different branches that are coming off that tree. Like being able to journal and write down my thoughts and being able to then go back and look at those thoughts, it led me to being able to self-reflect has allowed me to do this in my life and learn this about myself. I'm learning what certain things in my life are triggers to me and how to really support myself in those moments where triggers appear, and to love myself and not shame myself in those moments. It's just a branch of so many beautiful, simple practices that stem from just one aspect of journaling. The second thing about journaling is that it has really allowed me to acknowledge the areas of my life that really require more of my attention. My consistency or my self-discipline, those certain areas in my life required more attention, and I didn't realize how badly my procrastination was holding me back from my highest self. And because of that, I knew I needed to take that practice out into the 3D world and actively work on my self-discipline, actively work on those dreams of mine that I have that are written all in my journal, and realize what is it that I'm actually doing to make steps towards that. It allows you to focus on those areas in your life that you find yourself really being hard on yourself about in your journal. It can't be just a brain dump of you saying, I wish I was this, or I can't believe I did this. It's meant for you to be patient with yourself and to love yourself. The third thing that journaling has really taught me about myself is that what I have to say matters. All of the thoughts that are in my head, all of the emotions that I feel, it all matters. And the same applies to you. No, you don't have to make it this whole essay and make it mean something, you know what I mean? And with that, I was able to realize how could I better translate these emotions? How could I better communicate what's going on in my head? How could I avoid journaling negatively about this certain topic? You know, it's really all about taking those steps to improve. And the more that I realized that what I had to say matters, I realized the things that I love matter. The way that I want to live my life matters. Even if it seemed as crazy or impossible or your dreams are too big, anything. It's just allowed me to fully accept myself, the way that I am, the dreams that I have, the way that I want to live my life, and embrace it, not run from it, and just do what I can intentionally every single day and making an effort in doing more of those things that matter. I hope some of you were able to resonate with what I had to say. No, I wasn't trying to teach you anything or to tell you you should do this the next time you journal. Again, that is not my purpose of this channel. I am just wanting to express the ways that I have found myself navigating through self-care, the ways that work for me, and just building a connection with an authentic audience. That just makes me so happy. Another thing about journaling, not really what it's taught me, but journaling has allowed me to create a dream journal. It's a completely different practice. I would say it's like journaling, but intentionally it's so different, and I think it's such a beautiful practice. I would love to make a video about dream journaling, so my intention is to dive deep into that topic in another video. And like I promised, I was going to share with you what I normally release when I journal. So here are a few things. I'm going to keep it very straightforward. Number one, I personally do not like any type of action questions when it comes to journaling. Questions that kind of sound like, what 3 things could you have done better today? I get it. I get the argument that there's some type of self-reflection in that self-reflection in your day of what could have gone better, but personally doesn't help me. I really don't think that's the authentic practice of journaling. And I can dive deeper into that in another video, but that's just something I wanted to say. The second thing that I normally release in my journal are just brain dumps. Just brain dumps. Again, I kind of self-reflect in my journal. I acknowledge the growth in certain areas. I acknowledge the triggers in certain areas still, and I just write, either I start with something I'm grateful for and I let it flow from there, or I write acknowledging myself, saying, you did really great today. Another thing that I normally release in my journal are things that I'm grateful for, and here's just a few examples of what I had wrote March 17th of this year. So I just wrote gratitude, and a line under it I said, I'm grateful to share my love onto others. I am grateful for my capable body and health. I am grateful for my growing business. I am grateful for my transportation. I am grateful to be caught up. And I think expressing gratitude can be just that simple. I'm grateful for the tree that I'm looking at. I'm grateful for my cup of water. I'm grateful for my parents. I'm grateful for my dog. Another thing that I released in my journal is something I just started doing last month, which is I kind of focus on how I'm feeling during a certain phase in the lunar cycle. This is definitely something that is more connected to my spiritual side, and it's brand new. It's something I'm wanting to dive deeper in. It kind of helps me realize certain personality traits I'm experiencing that are activated, overly activated, or definitely not turned on at all. For example, the one that I recently did was the full moon and supermoon in Sagittarius. This was on June 14th. And some of the questions look like, when was the last time you stopped and started looking at your life from a bird's eye view? Another question was, what do you think about when you're driving? Another question was, when was the last time you let go of the smaller details because you took a step back and observed the bigger picture? And those were very, very beautiful questions. I resonated with those questions so well because I was so off, and it really helped me get back into alignment. Just being able to jot this down in my journal and find another way to connect with myself and connect with Mama Earth is just so grounding, and it's so healing, and it just ignites this fire in my heart to continue to care for myself and learn more about myself. So I hope you loved today's video. Thank you again so much for taking the time to watch and tune in. Please check out my blog, Sun in Cancer. On there, I also dive deep on these topics. Every Tuesday and every Thursday, I post a blog, I post on my Pinterest, and I post on my YouTube channel. And I would love to connect with you guys over on my blog and here as well. Please feel free to like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you, beautiful beings, for being here with me. I can't wait to connect with you in the next video. Until then, bye.